Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video. So yesterday we did get a gameplay trailer, and I did a video on that, but I didn't realize until after I published that there was also a blog post. Sorry, I totally missed it, but now we're back doing a video on that, as well as a few tweets from the SimGurus. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So, llama tell you about cottage living. I'm in Henford on Bagley. So, is this how it goes? No matter. Hey there, it's me, Harold the Llama. And before you go about wondering how a llama like myself managed to prepare a blog, all of you know these nails have been trimmed to perfection to reveal the capable keyboard connoisseur that I am. But my motor skills are not what this is about, it's about my charming home of Henford on Bagley. Sim legends of old say that Henford on Bagley was created from the perfect mingling of earth and water. But I'm pretty sure some Sims love the nearby Cordelia Falls, and that the river Bagley runs through it in all of its glory. Majestic. One minor thing I was confused about is why are they calling it River Bagley, not Bagley River? But turns out in the UK they actually put river first and then the name of it after. Anywho, in order to get to know more about this charming village, we will have to visit all of its neighborhoods. Our first stop is Finchwick, where the action happens, sort of, in a manner of speaking. Finchwick prides itself as a historically bustling and tight-knit community. I think Finchwick looks pretty gorgeous. I guess this is basically the downtown district of Henford on Bagley, and I'm looking forward to exploring it more. There are a lot of buildings around here, but we'll probably only be able to play with a few of them. I'm hoping it doesn't end up giving me the exact same vibes as the Mirage Park district in Del Sol Valley, where it's like, look at all these houses, but oh, I can only play in very few of them. But Finchwick still looks really pretty and lived in. Finchwick is the home of the weekly, yes, weekly fair, in which locals put their skills to the test in creating the most sophisticated and delicious creations, such as pies, as well as show off their most prized animals, myself included, and oversized crops. Trust me, the bigger the better, to be judged, as it is tradition, by the mayor, no less. I find it interesting that mayor is capitalized there. I'm wondering if it's kind of like with the Dream Home Decorator blog, and they capitalized likes and dislikes. Is that a hint at this being some kind of like NPC role or feature? Winning or just participation will get you a reward, but to be honest, it is all for bragging rights, and what is better than bragging rights anyway, am I right? This neighborhood hosts the historic square, which is also home to the busy marketplace, perfect if you love window shopping, and the village pub, the Gnome's Arms. The marketplace is where you'll find Goldblum's grocery shop, home of the best produce. But don't take it from me, try some yourself. I recommend their aubergines. That's an eggplant for the non-locals. I wish I knew that fact a bit earlier. But there it is, in case you were still confused about that. What is a little confusing still though, is that they say this is a grocery shop, like as if it's a full-on store that you go inside of, but I thought it's just a stall where you get the groceries from. But yeah, we have that, and then another iconic spot is the Crumplebottom's Garden Shop, owned by Agatha Crumplebottom and run by Agatha and Agnes. This shop will serve all of your gardening needs, as well as some extra things. Not quite for gardening, but for enjoying nonetheless, such as conserves and jams. Jams. Now I want some crumpets and jam. The superior option to buttered crumpets. Fight your chickens about it, not me. I should ask my keeper to make some. But who am I kidding? I can only eat feed for llamas. Well, sometimes a treat. But a llama could dream after all. Just don't tell Agatha if you make some, or she'll send her gnomes to take them for sure, as they are her favorites. As funny as this creative writing is, it does make me a little bit confused about some things, like, is this actually gonna happen? Where Agatha can send gnomes after llamas? Like, I don't think so, but still slightly strange sounding. I mean, it is The Sims after all. It could still be a thing if they really wanted it to. But back to the gnome. If you're feeling quite curious or in need of a little drama for your llama, you can enter the gnome's arms for a chance to listen in on the village's gossip, history, and what is happening around it. Owned by the Scots, Simon, and Sarah, this pub has been a dream come true, despite Simon running randomly into chickens, or me for that matter, along the way. This is where everyone knows everything about everyone, so take advantage of that as you visit. And their food is amazing. Make sure to try their bangers and mash, or their beef Wellington. I hear it is fantastic. Enjoy the convivial mood by having a Henford heart-to-heart, again, capitalized, with or offering a Finchwick favor to Sarah, this is also capitalized, seems to be a lot of hints for certain things, who should be minding the bar for good measure. Sarah can give you advice if you seek it, or maybe share some ghost stories if you want to know them. If you're in a helpful mood, you may also help Sims with village errands and learn more about their backgrounds, interests, and what they do around town, or just for the good rewards if that's your bag. Trotting along, we find Old New Henford, a fun piece of trivia for you all. It was originally named Little Henford, however, after some consideration, it was proposed that New Henford would be better suited, more posh if you will. Unfortunately, there was a mishap with the national mapmakers, and the town apparently ceased to exist for 2 whole weeks. Ha! Imagine that! Well, after that, of course the town needed a new name, and Old New Henford was picked, and here we are. Wow, okay, what a backstory for that. This part of the village is known for their lush estates, rolling hills, and their small but beautiful community garden. This neighborhood used to be one giant property, owned by the Watson family, who sold plots of it over the years. They still own a sizable estate perched at the top of the Old Mill Hill. You can't miss it. You will find that this part of town is perfect to have a lot with a garden and space for livestock and oversized crops. You can always take notes as you stroll around the area and see how the townsfolk are doing with their gardens and plots. So I think this neighborhood looks really pretty too. A lot of wide open space. It looks like it'll be great for bike rides, especially since there is the new bike if you do buy this expansion pack by September 2nd. And I think it could also be a potentially really good spot for fishing, though I'm not really sure how many there are here, but especially considering there's that pond in the middle and this whole river, which hopefully we can also swim in, then yeah, definitely just a great spot for outdoor activities. And I do have a lot of Sims with the loves the outdoors trait, so I think this will get a lot of views. Old New Henford is the perfect place for those that love animals like yours truly. In this neighborhood, you can find rabbits hopping about, wild birds you can sing to, and cheeky little foxen that you can befriend. But beware of their mischievous nature. They will want to surprise you, and you'll want to be sure your chickens are accounted for. This part of the town is also great for those who love to fish. Oh, okay, I guess that answers that question. Who knows? Maybe someone finally will catch that wolf eel I keep hearing about. This does make me wonder if there will be any new fish in this expansion pack, but then again, maybe they would have mentioned a different fish instead, because the wolf eel is a base game one. You can even say that it is an idyllic place for a new start. Just ask Cecilia, one of our newest residents who moved in recently from the big city looking for a new life after having her heart broken. Now she shares her life with us living in a fab refurbished barn. She loves keeping her garden and her chickens. She is a lovely neighbor. I hope one day she finds true love. Unfortunately for Michael Bell, the local creature keeper, he is not her chosen one. But at least Cecilia has a long-term commitment to all critters that visit for now. Interestingly enough, once again, capitalization with creature keeper. So I think there's more to it than what they're talking about in this blog post. Like Cecilia, if you welcome wild animals for visits, some can become your friends for life and even bring you gifts. From the rolling hills of Old New Henford, we arrive at the Bramblewood. The Bramblewood is the natural beauty of Henford-on-Bagley. These woods have a storybook-like aura that delights anyone who visits. It has long provided a picturesque place for many wild birds, rabbits, and foxen to call home. So you may find yourself among friends here, including our friend Michael, our creature keeper, who roams the woods on most days, caring for animals and plants. This neighborhood looks really gorgeous from what I've seen so far. It looks very lush and looks ideal for living off the grid, because I do feel like there aren't really enough places where it makes sense with the backdrop to do that sort of thing. It is truly a wonderful place where you can forage choco berries and mushrooms, including nightcaps. Some say that you can only find them at night. Aptly named. Alright, so there are even more new harvestables other than the oversized crops. The Bramblewood can be full of surprises, especially if you encounter the Isle of Wolp, named after Lord Wolp, founder of Finchwick. The Isle of Wolp is one of the most iconic hallmarks of Henford-on-Bagley, not only because of the history reflected on its ruins, but also because it is the most romantic spot in town. Generations of Sims remember their first kiss in the Isle of Wolp. Love sigh. So if you're coming with your sweetheart, you should spend some time there to experience its splendor. Just be careful not to disturb the creature keeper's home. He is a gentle but private Sim. That does make it sound like maybe if you do have your Sims have their first kiss at these ruins, they'll get a special sentiment perhaps, because it just reminds me of how you can just do that with Snowy Escape. If you do climb to the top of Mount Komorebi with the rock climbing excursion, then if your Sims get romantic up there, there is a special sentiment that revolves around that. I also find it funny that they use the word generations, because I'm sure some people will take that as a hint for Generations being the next expansion pack, but that's kind of what happened last time already with Snowy Escape. There was that gameplay trailer, and the narrator at one point said something along the lines of, "We must keep these hot springs clean for generations to come," and people thought that was confirmation that the next expansion pack would be Generations. But no, that obviously did not happen. We're getting Cottage Living next. But if romance is not something you fancy, head out for a bit of adventure and visit the Isle of Wolp Park. Run through the path that leads you to Sophie the Snail, who is always happy to take a picture. If it is calm and serenity you seek, be sure to spend some time visiting Cordelia Falls. In the end, wherever you spend your time in this part of town, it is said that the Bramblewood can change your life forever, and so far, there have been no truer words to live by. And so you see, my friend, whether you decide to come for a visit or move here to my humble countryside town, there is always something happening, something to do, something to dream about, but most importantly, know that we welcome you with open, feet. We hope to see you soon. Cheers! If this is all music to your ears, that's great news. Even better if you purchase the pack by September 2nd, you'll also get the bonus Gnome on the Go digital content that is seen above. Yeah, that's from the end of the trailer. And you can start playing on July 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific time for Mac and PC on Origin and Steam, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, and PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Don't hit the hay just yet either. Summer of Sims has a few more rabbits to pull out of its hat before Cottage Living arrives, so milk it for all it's worth. So this makes it sound like as if there's still other stuff happening this month besides the Sim sessions and Cottage Living. So what the heck are they gonna do? Maybe there is something that they're going to announce at EA Play Live, whether it does end up being The Sims 5 or some really big updates to come in the future for The Sims 4. So yeah, I feel like the most likely thing is some kind of announcement at EA Play Live, which is actually the same as the release date, July 22nd. Now let's get into a few SimGuru tweets. So SimGuru Romeo responded to another Plumbob, making a thread about various things, including the lot challenges system that's being introduced. And Romeo says you can actually have as many lot challenges as you want. What you see in the video are the 2 Cottage Living challenges and off the grid from base game. If you have more packs, you will have more lot challenges. That sounds pretty interesting, because then if you have a few lot traits but then have a lot of different lot challenges, depending on how many also get recategorized into the system, then you could make your Sims' lives really difficult. SimGuru Popcorn posted another cute picture. Find someone who looks at you the way I look at Harold. From what I've seen so far, I think the animations for the animals are really good. SimGuru Romeo says, "Happy Friday, everyone! I wanted to share a fun behind-the-scenes bug we ran into early in development for Cottage Living. Early on, the system used to limit the number of foxes in the world was not working, and Tina, my llama, found herself in a rather peculiar predicament." Yeah, it's a lot of foxes, but with that many around, I guess we finally will know, what does the fox say? Claire asks, "Can we tame/befriend the foxes? They're my favorite animal, and honestly, I'd rather keep them than chickens, cows, or llamas." And Romeo says, "Yes, you will be able to build relationship with them, give them gifts, and even dress them in unique outfits." I find it interesting that they even have that burglar outfit for the foxes that we saw in the gameplay trailer. I wonder how many different outfit choices there are for each animal. But overall, I am still really excited for Cottage Living, and the blog post was pretty interesting with all of that lore. I can imagine Plumbella is thriving right now. But definitely does make me more interested in just learning what all the Sims are all about, instead of just sticking to my own Sims the whole time that I create myself. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on the SimGuru tweets as well as the blog post. And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!